Guys, so today I want to talk about how we feel pain, but specifically autoimmune type conditions, so that we can kind of get into that and understand how to navigate it. Like, how do we figure it out? We often have patients that say, like, how did you know? I've been to so many doctors and all my tests are coming back normal. I'm like, I know that's very normal. Or even if they haven't gone to doing those things, we tell them that you can go get all the testing, but for the most part, everything's going to come back normal. So, how do we feel pain? We've got to start there. This is the first category that if you don't get this category right, you will be just treating a symptom and you will go down that frustration, that path of frustration. Like, it's not helping. I sort of get a little bit of help, but it doesn't give me full resolution. And so that's where we've got to make sure that we are picking the right category. And you can have a couple of categories at the same time. So the five categories that I talk about when it comes to pain and how we feel pain is: first, you have thermal. So that would be burns, sunburns, take those off the plate. You have chemical pain. Chemical pain would be like, I have an injury, I just twisted my ankle, it's really swollen, it's throbbing, aching type of pain. And chemicals treat chemicals. So you can address chemicals with that, but you can't address chemicals with any of the other conditions because you got to get to the source of what's going on. So that's chemical pain. The next category would be mechanical pain. Mechanical pain is how we move. Is something moving and other parts not moving? How are we recruiting the muscles? We have all these different things that we look at that can create constant pain. Because if you have like a wound on your arm and you just keep on stabbing it, which is kind of what we do with our daily activities, we don't understand where it's coming from and what is creating it, what is not creating it. It can create that constant pain. But it also can be pain that comes and goes. It's intermittent. It only happens when I do X. And that's very mechanical. So mechanical pain is very predictable in the sense that there's patterns to everything. And so when you fit in these patterns, we kind of know we can figure things out. Now, sometimes, I always tell patients where the side of the pain is often not where the source of the problem is coming from. And so your pain can come from some other area, but there's patterns to everything within our body from a mechanical perspective. So you've got to address that piece of it. Now you can have an emotional piece, and that's when you have an emotional connection to something in the past that is reproducing that pain. I like to tell people it's like if you hear a song in the movie and or it's a song that you haven't seen this movie in 10 years, but that song takes you right back to that place. That's what can happen from a emotional perspective. And you've got to address the piece that is creating that. Otherwise, it doesn't matter what we do, because we've got to get the emotional component to that fix. The last piece that I talk about is autoimmune. Autoimmune conditions, that's what we're going to talk about today. It's when your immune system is out of balance. So you can have a lowered immune system, which will basically create, it's where you catch everything under the sun. You're catching sickness, cancers, those kind of things. Like, your immune system is lowered. You can have immune systems revved up. When it's revved up, that's when your body is overreacting to things, creating these autoimmune type conditions. So you will have things like random patterns, pain patterns that do not make sense whatsoever. And so when we start asking questions and nothing's really making sense, and then we're doing an evaluation and nothing is matching what we think potentially could be happening in that evaluation from our subjective education that we've gone through or questioning that we've gone through, then it's like these don't match. And if we can't really reproduce the pain as well, you're kind of like, there's something else that's going on. So usually after about 2-3 visits, we can tell. I'm like, these are conditions that are not, there's no patterns to them. So tell me a little bit more. Are you noticing that you have some gut health issues? Like, are you bloated, having issues going and pooping, where it's not very regular at all? Are you noticing that you're fatigued, tired, you feel something is off? And they're like, yes. How did you know? Like, I've been to so many different doctors, but I'm not getting better. And you just nailed it. You understand it. And so that's when you start going into, well, there's some autoimmune type conditions, and we've got to address your gut health, which is where most of our immune system is located, and we've got to get that back into balance. And so Sometimes you can just go in and use food to kind of help, and other times you're going to need a little bit more help with someone that can actually understand how the body helps from a holistic standpoint to get you back into balance. And so when you have patients that literally can't eat green leafy vegetables, they can't eat quinoa, they can't eat some of these healthy foods, the Brussels sprouts, things that are really healthy because they get bloated. That means that they really have some massive gut health issues, and diet alone is not going to help. You're going to have to get to someone that really understands it, that basically can help you through, like a 6-month program type thing. It's going to take that long, if not longer, to start noticing massive changes, to noticing what triggers you and what doesn't trigger you, so that you can get your body back into balance. And you can totally do that. And the reason why the testing does not help, like it's not showing up anything, is because we're testing you. The blood work and all this is testing from a sick individual. So you're basically being compared to a sick person, and you have to be really sick in order to hit those norms. We're not testing you based off of what a normal, healthy person looks like. And that's why the blood work and everything doesn't really show anything at all, because you're not sick enough for anything to pick up, but you know that there's something that's off, and doctors have no clue what to do with you. They pass you around from doctor to doctor to doctor to doctor. And a big piece of that is because doctors get zero education in nutrition. And unless they have had some sort of massive health issue and they've wanted to do a more holistic approach to it, not just throw pills at it because you have this offshoot and this offshoot. We're going to give you a pill here. We're going to give you a pill for this. It's typically what our healthcare system is. They want to do blood work and give you a pill. They want to do a testing and then this is how we fix it with surgery. And our body doesn't work that way. It has an amazing ability to heal if we give it the right environment. And that's what we're going to be talking about in a talk that's coming up here in about 3 weeks. We have partnered with Dr. Mike Smith. He's out of Carolina's Wellness Health Center or Natural Health Center. And he is a naturopathic physician, actually going through med school, but they look at it from a more holistic perspective, where there's a lot of nutrition involved, and homeopathy and acupuncture and Chinese medicine, where they've kind of combined all these things to help you, teach you how to get your body back into balance. So be checking for that. There'll be links below our in the comment section where you can actually sign up to join us live. Obviously, if you join us live, we want you to join us live because you will learn so much more that way. We'll have questions at the end, but you'll also get some bonuses that you will get if you show up live as well. So make sure that you stay tuned. We'll have those links in the bio, and be looking for other things that are coming out to give you education in this realm. The talk is going to be called Stress, Hormones, and Inflammation. A lot of people do not know that hormones are related to gut health. If we don't pass things through, then our estrogen gets stuck in the gut and then it gets reabsorbed in the body. That makes it very, very, very toxic. So hormones related to gut health, as well as thyroid, as well as blood sugars. These are all things that need to be balanced and working out really well. And when they are balanced and your body is working well, you will notice that weight will come off. You will notice that you're sleeping better. You'll notice that your energy levels are better. You'll just feel so much better, and you didn't even realize how bad you were feeling until you start feeling good, and you want to maintain that. So we're going to be getting into a lot of these things. So make sure that you stay tuned in the next week, 2 weeks, so that you can join us for that event that's coming up in January.